Top 5 Shocking UFO Sightings Before the Birth of Christ. UFOs have been spotted for several years now. But have you known that there are official references to UFO in the records dating back thousands of years before the birth of Jesus Christ? Here are the top 5 most shocking UFO sightings recorded before the birth of Christ as we go back in time.
Wacky 1.
Sparks of Growing Light, 66 BC. Naturalis Historia, or the Natural History, was an early encyclopedia in Latin written by a Roman author and naval commander Pliny the Elder. It is one of the largest single works to have survived from the Roman Empire to the modern day and purports to cover all ancient knowledge. His work is divided into 37 books, organized into 10 volumes. It is the only work by Pliny to have survived and the last that he published. He began writing it in 77 AD and had not made a final revision at the time of his death. An account was recorded as an anomalous phenomena, which states that there was a unique spark which fell from a star in 66 BC in the ancient city of Rome in the Roman Republic. It grew to the size of the moon. It illuminated the earth with a sort of cloudy daylight and then returned to the sky in the form of a torch. Doesn't it sound similar to multiple UFO sightings in modern day as well? It is one of the most definite accounts of a UFO phenomena recorded in texts.
Wacky 2.
Flame like pithos from the sky, 74 BC. A pithos is the Greek name of a large storage container like a wine jar. Lucius Mestrius Plutarchus, also known as Plutarch, was a Greek biographer and essayist between 46 to 120 AD. According to Plutarch, in Phrygia, Asia, a Roman army commanded by Lucullus was about to begin a battle with Mithridates the Great, Megas of Pontus. He records that when they were ready to battle, all of a sudden the sky burst asunder and a huge, flame-like body was seen to fall between the two armies. It looked like a wine jar, pithos, and its color was molten silver. This incident was reported by both the armies. They are one of the most noticeable accounts since history was about to alter after Pompey the Great defeated Mithridates in the war.
Wacky 3.
Ships in the Sky, 214 BC. History of Rome, sometimes referred to as Ab Urbe Condita, was written in Latin between 27 and 9 BC by the historian Titus Livius, or Livy as he is usually known in English. The work covers the period from the legends concerning the arrival of Aeneas and the refugees from the fall of Troy to the city's founding in 753 BC down to Livy's own time during the reign of the Emperor Augustus. Livy records a number of signs of calamities in the winter of 214 BC in the city of Rome in Italia, present-day Italy, under the Roman Republic. One such sign was of an appearance of ships that had shone forth from the sky. He writes in his work, History of Rome, that the phantom ships had been seen gleaming in the sky, and that in the district of Emiternum, in many places, apparitions of men in shining raiment had appeared in the distance, but had not drawn near to anyone. Does this mean he reported the first ever alien sighting? No one knows for sure whether what he saw and described are aliens, but it sure seems as if they were, because the sudden apparitions of men with shining clothing just after a major UFO sighting is much more than a mere coincidence.
Wacky 4.
Torch in the Sky, 343 BC. Diodorus of Sicily was a Greek historian around 1 BC. He accounts that in 343 BC in ancient Greece, Greek general Timoleon had been chosen by his fellow citizens to command in Syracuse. He was preparing for his expedition to Sicily with 700 mercenaries and 3 fast-sailing ships. During this voyage, a peculiar and strange event happened. All through the night, he was preceded by a torch blazing in the sky up to the moment when the squadron made harbor in Sicily, Italy. Timoleon wasn't surprised because he was aware that the goddesses had told the priestesses of Demeter and Persephone in their sleep that they would accompany Timoleon on this voyage to their sacred island. He and his companions were in consequence delighted, recognizing that the goddesses were in fact giving them their support. He dedicated his best ship to them, calling it the sacred ship of Demeter and Persephone. It is quite a unique account where 2 priestesses' prayers were answered by shining UFOs guiding Timoleon to reach Sicily.
Wacky 5.
Fiery discs, 1440 BC. This account happened 1440 years before the birth of Christ, which means about 3455 years ago from today in the city of Lower Egypt, which was a part of ancient Egypt. The Tulli Papyrus is an often cited document of unknown origins to have been interpreted as the oldest evidence of ancient flying saucers. During a visit to Cairo in 1933, Alberto Tulli, a director of the Egyptian section of the Vatican Museum, supposedly found an interesting papyrus in an antique shop. But since the price was too high, a copy was made of the text, which was then recopied, replacing the original heretic script with hieroglyphs. It is this copy of a copy that has been translated and widely reproduced. According to R. Cedric Leonard's translation, it says that in the year 22 of the third month of winter, 6th hour of the day, a strange fiery disk was coming in the sky, which was found among the scribes of the House of Life. It had no head. The breath of its mouth emitted a foul odor. They also had the measurements of the object written down. It was about 150 feet in length and in width. It had no voice, just like during the many UFO sightings nowadays, which are absolutely silent, sometimes hovering just a few feet above ground. It came towards the king's house, and with confusion, everyone fell upon their bellies. They went to the king to report it. The king ordered to locate the scrolls in the House of Life and consult it while he meditated on all these events which were now going on. After several days had passed, the number of fiery discs increased beyond their expectations. They shined in the sky more than the brightness of the sun and extended in all the 4 cardinal directions. The fiery discs now seemed very powerful and intimidating to the king. The army of the king looked on, with their king in the center. But after the evening meal, the discs ascended even higher in the sky to the south. Fish and other volatiles then rained down from the sky, a marvel never before known since the foundation of the country, and the king brought incense to appease the heart of Amun-Re, the god of the 2 lands. And it was ordered that the event be recorded for the king in the books of the House of Life to be remembered for eternity. So a fiery disc-shaped object was flying and then surprisingly grew in number. Such sudden increase in the number of UFOs, or even so as the split of one body into 2 or several or vice versa, have been observed in the modern age as well. But to imagine that similar UFOs were seen 3,400 years ago makes us seem so feeble and benign to the beings or race who has seen us grow throughout several millennia. This is the most ancient recorded account of UFO sighting that there is. Beyond this, there are scribbles on cave walls, but no written account exists. This account should have left you speechless. To never miss many more wacky top 5s, subscribe to this channel, like and comment what you think about this video, and suggest any other top 5s you want. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back with more wacky top 5s.